Hey, what's up? August here. I'm just coming forward because, like I did last time, anytime I need to make a post, let's say a YouTube post, I generally type those out. But if I have something that's going to drag a little bit longer, then I find it easier for me just to do a video. So last time I did a video like this, it was on emotions. I called it Keep Calm. Well, this is something in a similar vein, but different. So I'm just going to get right to it. What brought this on was I watched the two movies, the two Avenger movies, part 1 and part 2. I'm not here to do a spoiler alert, but I'll say this: if you have seen it, then probably don't watch this, but it's no big deal. I'm just using that to make a correlation. So let's get right to it. Have you ever noticed that in the comic books or in the genre where you're talking about good versus evil, where you're talking about superheroes, fighting and protecting everything, have you ever noticed that the smart person, okay, is always the villain? All right? Hence the term evil genius, okay? No one's taking away the fact that they're a genius, but they got to put that evil moniker on it. All right? So keep that in mind, but let me just say this. It's not just a offshoot, okay? This is in everything from Smallville, Superman versus Lex Luthor. Look at any villain just with M. Night Shyamalan, Mr. Glass. If you just look, if you just go back with this mentality and you look through all the comic books, it's always that the genius is always the bad person, and the hero is not necessarily a dumb person, but they're not that smart, okay? When you look at the heroes, they're always dealing with something. But what I see when I look at heroes, number one, they're driven by emotion. And number two, they're always short. They're always falling short. They're always, I almost had them. I almost did this. I almost did that. But in the end, they triumph. But what gets them through it? What gets them through it is aggression, okay? So basically, you got the heroes acting like, I don't know, a toddler, okay? They're just going through bashing shit. Excuse my language, all right? That's all they're doing. They're going through using their superpowers and just making a mess of everything. Now, think about your kids. If you got kids, when they're playing Superman or super whatever, they're running around the house making all this noise, banging up stuff, always this explosion, all this aggression, all right? So, what's the point? Check this out. If you look at the Avengers, part 1, okay, Thanos was supposed to be this great evil mastermind. Well, if you ask me, I would say Thanos was the smartest person in the room. Always. And then you got the Avengers running all around, just like I said, doing things. So let me back up and make one point. Take the Incredible Hulk, and this is just one example, okay? Who is the Incredible Hulk? The Incredible Hulk is a scientist, a brilliant mind, David Banner, okay? But instead of saving the world with his smarts, okay, when he comes up, when he gets, like pushed, or when he gets confronted with evil, he has to convert into a Neanderthal that can't even talk, that can, and just raw, just acting like some caveman, bashing up stuff, okay, and then there's your hero. That's what we celebrate. But what the underlying message is, don't use your head. Don't think your way out of anything. Use your brawn, okay? Revert to aggression. I mean, that's the underlying message. So, getting back to the Avengers, okay, you got Thanos. Like I said, as far as I'm concerned, he's cool, he's calm, he's collected, he has a message, all right? And he's just trying to, his objective is, I need to fix the universe. Now, I'm not going to speak in terms of universe. I'm just going to keep it in earthly terms. Thanos is like, we need to fix the world. And the only way to fix the world is to get rid of half the population. It's the good thing to do. I'm looking out for Mother Nature. This is the way to bring everything back into a center of balance. And then you got all the heroes. No, we can't do that. We're going to bash you. We're going to this, that, and the other. Okay, now, so fast forward to, first of all, what did Thanos do? He actually did it. This is just like part 1. He snaps his fingers and everybody goes. Now, let's fast forward to part 2. Okay? Now, part 2, they want to go back and change time. right? They want to undo what Thanos did. But what did Thanos do? What is Jesus all about? Jesus said two things. He came with two poignant messages. Number one, he said, I have not come here for peace. I come to bring war. I'm changing the world. Don't look at me like this peace bringer, because I'm the last person you want to see, because when I come, I'm bringing judgment. And all you guys are going to run. And so, did not Thanos do that? Second message. Jesus said, he spoke of the rapture. And in his terms, he said two will be in the field. Okay? One will be taken up. The other will stay. He says two will be laying in bed. One will be taken up and the other will stay. All right, so what did Thanos do? Thanos snapped his fingers, and what happened? Half the world disappeared. But where did they go? If you caught it, okay, in the Avengers Part 2, all right, when they're fighting, Iron Man turns to Spider-Man and be like, so where'd y'all come from? And Spider-Man was like, oh, we were just in some other place. And Doctor Strange came to everyone and said, hey, we're going to be leaving soon. I'm going to open up portals because they're going to need our help. So check this out. They weren't dead. Okay? When you think about, well, where did half the population go? The half the population went the same place the heroes went to that disappeared. And they didn't die. So in a sense, that's like the rapture. Okay? And because like I said, Peter Parker said, this is what we did. And when they came and Doctor Strange was opening up portals, these people came as if they never left. They were whole. They were intact. They had everything there. So how was that any different from the rapture? So what are you trying to say? I'm saying there is an underlying message here. Okay? When you decode all these movies and things like that, there is an underlying message that's in our psyche. So what is that message? Let's just say, for shits and grins, excuse my language, let's just say Jesus is right. Let's just say there's going to come a time where a man, we'll call him Jesus, is going to come on earth and implement the rapture. Snap his fingers, okay? And half the people that are good, whoever, is going to go to the kingdom of heaven, and the bad ones are going to stay here. And let's say that's his message. We already know it. It's in the book. So what do you think is going to happen if this comes to pass, and this man, King Jesus, comes down here and explains what he's going to do? They're going to do the same thing to him that they did to Thanos. Because think about it. Who's going to get left behind? The people that are going to get left behind are supposedly the evildoers. Okay? The ones that don't deserve to go to the kingdom. Is Jesus murdering anybody? No. And he's not saying one's going to die. And he said one's going to get taken up and the other's going to get left behind. So all I'm saying is it's the same theme when you look at these Avenger movies. You look at Thanos, okay? He's coming with this mantra. He's coming with the mindset of this is what's done. The universe needs it. I'm here to change the world. Avengers wasn't having that. So who are the Avengers here? Well, the Avengers is nothing more than the government or the military or any other hero-minded person that has all the weapons, that has all the weaponry and all the bravado and whatnot. So basically, the point I'm trying to say is, if you follow what these superheroes have been programming us from day one, what they're saying is, if you use your mind, it's evil. They're saying if you have a problem, don't solve it here, solve it here. Okay? And because the evil villains always lose. Whether I'm not talking about Bugs Bunny, but I'm just saying though, when you look at these big epic things whether it's a comic book or whether it's a Shakespeare play or whoever, when you look at it, it's always the same scenario. The smartest guy in the room ends up dying, being bashed by some superhero that doesn't even have it all there. That's almost like a bumbling idiot. Okay? I like the movie Captain Marvel, but look at it. That whole movie, Captain Marvel, was this woman that didn't know what the hell, didn't know where she was coming from, didn't know nothing. And it's the same way in Smallville when Superman was a boy. Batman, go through and look at all these supposedly heroes, and I guess they are if you look at it in a sense from a Hollywood standpoint, but they don't have it together, okay? And their only claim to fame is this, all right? And meanwhile, you got people trying to talk sense, and they're getting just, I'm not saying that smart people are bad. I'm not saying that they want this, that, the other. All I'm saying is, from the perspective of decoding something, you gotta look at that. All right. And it's almost like they're programming you so that should something happen, should some guy come and say, well, I'm Jesus and I'm going to take half the population up to heaven, you guys are going to be triggered to act as if, you were programmed to act. So then Jesus is going to become the villain, like they did the Thanos, and everybody and their mom is going to be throwing everything at it. And by the way, when you look at the part 2, all these heroes represent certain regions of the world. Captain America is U.S. interest. The Black Panther is the interest of Africa. And then you got the Russian heroes. So basically, you got the whole world, okay, in representation of embodiment of a hero, okay? And then you got Captain Marvel, who's playing for the interest of the universe. Everybody's going against Thanos, okay? Like he's just doing something totally wrong, all right? So I'm starting to repeat myself, but that's all I want to say. What I would tell my kid, I wouldn't ban my kid from watching, from reading comic books, from going to the movies. But what I would tell him is, I just want you to know, all right, that the mind is the seat of everything. Okay, there is no problem you'll ever have that you can't think your way out of. Okay, the mind is the seat of reality. All right, so basically, if I were to go into an alternate universe, I'd be a bad guy because I'm thinking. You see what I'm saying? My attitude is, okay, how can we puzzle this out? How can we work around it? And I'm gonna tell you one more thing. And this is like I said, this may be a spoiler, but like I said, if you saw it, then don't look at the video. But the smartest, I would probably say the smartest heroes in the Avenger, as far as the Avengers go. Okay, number one. Well, I'm not even going to mention Hawk because he stayed in the person of the Hawk. But the person that solved everything was the Iron Man. And who died? What was the Avenger? What was the one? I mean, granted, you could say, oh, Black Widow. Who is she? She's just some gymnastic chick. But I'm just saying, you talk about the heroes that died. Okay, well, Stark. Okay, you got the whole that dude, Iron Man. That dude was smart, okay? He was the genius that figured out time travel. What happened to him? He was the only one that died. The only person of substance that died. And then you got Doctor Strange. This guy is just great. He figured it out. Then I'm talking about back in 1. He took the time crystal and he's going through this. He's like, yeah, okay, we got a plan, but I can't tell you. But what happened to him? He died, meaning in part 1, he was taken away. Was he not? So what they're trying to say is that no matter how smart you think you are, you can't beat against the power. You can't beat the guns. You can't beat the aggressor. All right. So keep that in mind is all I'm saying. This is a program. Something's going on here and they just want to keep you stupid. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Their attitude is if you watch any superhero movie, you're liable to walk out that theater and go shoot something. Like that one guy that used the premiere of Batman, The Dark Knight, and go in there and shoot up everybody in the person of the Joker. So all I'm saying is when you go to remodel and relive your favorite comic book superhero, all I'm saying is bad things happen. Okay? Whereas we're not walking out of there in the mindset of, hey, let me go study some more. Let me do this. Let me expand my imagination. They don't want you to do that. And when I say we'll just keep it at the powers that be. The point I'm trying to say is that this whole world, everything we're living under, I want to call it a paradigm, but everything we're looking under is a program. And in that program are subtle hints and digs and they're putting billions of dollars in this box office to put out these subliminal messages. All right. And it's touching us. It's affecting us. And the way we carry ourselves out in the real world, you best believe we're bringing a modicum of what's already that's in our programming, because we're going to say to ourselves, have I ever experienced anything like this? No, but I read this book. Or no, but I saw this movie. And how did that end? Well, that ended in this way. And then that programs how you're going to see and how you're going to react. This video is getting long, so I'm going to leave it at that. So, out here.